Now with the basics out of the way, let's take a look at the Unity screen. When you first open Unity, you'll find a few different tabs: Hierarchy, Game, Scene, Inspector, Project, and Console. These are tools that help to make the production of a game more efficient. So let's start with Hierarchy. Hierarchy shows all the objects that is currently in the game. By this, I mean that all the objects that will actually be displayed to the player by the end when someone pick up the game and start playing it. This can be backgrounds, can be um, characters, can be effects, can be music, can pretty much anything that is in the game at the end will be shown here. Next up, there is the Game tab. So this is essentially the player's view of the screen when they're playing. This tab will show you the final product when you run the project. The Scene tab is similar to the Game tab. It also shows the game running, but at a what we call the designer's view, because from this view you can also see, for instance, the collision box of an object and other invisible things that the player cannot see. The Inspector tab shows you all the components that are within an game objects, as well as different values that you might have set for them. The Project tab will show you every asset or music you have loaded to this project, and also the scripts that you have created and scenes you have added. The Console tab is something that you can use to test out whether your code is running as expected. When you use, what you can do with tab is that in script, you can write a line of code called debug.log, and in this bracket you can put in either lines of text or other values which later on will be printed in the console. For instance, if I put here the code has been ran and I saved it, let's save, go back, and run it, you can see inside tab it will be printing that line I just wrote. Another useful thing is that it can also detect any errors that you might have in the script. For instance, as you can see here, when I wrote something that is not part of the code and saved it, it will actually detect where it's wrong and take you directly to it. As you can see, now it takes me to the error where it causes the compiler to fail. So you can always change the layout of these tabs by pressing the layout button on the top right. There's 2x3 for splits or other ones that you might like. But of course, if you want, you can always manually changing it by dragging these out and then changing the size of it to your liking.